sound stopped as soon as I start to record, but they won't be able to stop for more than, because I was feeling a bit better. It's a human mind control thing. See how it's stopped now as soon as I record. It's outside. Today is a quiet day. They can't do any work today. They can't do work today because it's day off for, the city programmed work, control systems, because you have to have days off. That way it looks human. That's what I would have to say, because otherwise you would see that it's just about control and technology 24/7, 7 days a week, which actually is the reality, because see, they've stopped that sound now as soon as I'm recording, but because I wasn't going to record, because I don't want to record any time. Most of the time I'm incapable of recording excessive sound, and I don't take the mobile out of this particular place where I live, so you don't get the city patrol system shown. But it's shown only through my eyes, and this is what makes it impossible to show on a mobile, because it is total transhumanism now. That means that wherever I look and whatever I personally hear is connected to the implant in your body. See, so that's how it works. So it's impossible to show it to an outsider. Yes, you can randomly show that you might have, and no one would deny that I don't live on a construction site. But they would say that's because they do construction around you. But, in what reality would you have construction going on next door, on the street outside your place, day after day, year after year, non-stop? And then when it's a day off, you have the local people around on the street coming out and making some sort of noise, but they're playing possum because I'm recording. So I'm just going to show you something, if I can. There is noise coming out here, is there? I think that what we have here is something about to happen, but I can't show it. So I'm just going to come out here for a second. Oh, it is very, very hot. See how there's a man opposite there? That's a patroller right in front as soon as I come out, watching and trying to avoid the camera. See how he's patrolling up and down? Look, right in front. Can you see? It's not going to come out, but I've actually sent him on his way, because he actually, of course, knows that I'm recording. And I wasn't even going to come out here. It's very hot. I'm not properly dressed. The planes have ceased for a second because I'm recording. All these things, they were about to start up that sound, but now they've cleared out and stopped the sound. Wait on. No, they haven't. See how it's a mind place? See how there was a jolt of sound which the mobile won't pick up? They're basically playing with your mind, playing with your reality, trying to... See? Listen. Wait. Oh, never mind. I'll just record here and see. That's see the usual Miss, Ms, Mrs, Mr, Sir, Madam, girl, boy, man, woman, birth, death, death for infinity, technology, technical beings, technology ruling the earth. Today's a day off, but I guess they're going to still have spirotic noise. Not sure where that noise is even coming from, but there's no one, only a few patrollers on the street, which is interesting, and I'm not even supposed to be recording. I'm not properly dressed. I've just got up. I'm exhausted. It's extremely hot. The temperature also is totally controlled. The weather is controlled. The delusional or the mind controlled, like myself, believe that it's a change in the whole Earth climate. This is actually not true, because it is a weather thing. It's a weather thing. It's a weather thing. And it's a weather thing because I actually see how the weather is used to control my emotions. Just as sound is. Where's that coming from even? I don't even know where it's coming from, because there's no major constructions today because it's day off. But see, it's never a day off for this technical Android controlled suburb in the city of Sydney in the country of Australia in the thing. And here's a patroller doing a turn right in front of me. See how we have a patroller doing a turn right in front? See how they pull right in front of you and do a turn right in front of you? This goes on all over the suburb, everywhere you go. But of course, you see, what makes this insidious and secret or hidden is that you can't, it's not illegal to do turns in front of someone on the street. If you knew that it was 200,000 people combined coming at you doing these same turns, then it would be a illegal patrol system. But because they're doing things that are allowed, that are not really illegal, but because they're around you all the time, it's like having excessive noise. You can't tell people not to do work around you. You can't stop community council programs or work systems, but they're all staged and set up around human beings to keep your energy and your frequency and vibration low, to basically eliminate human life while creating a cyborg technical reality, which there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. And I mean, why is there work being done, even at a, like that sound is actually coming close, and you notice how it's very jarring. It goes right into your brain, but I'm hearing it right next to me, but the mobile won't pick it up. And then we have the patrollers around me on the street, which I can't show. I can only show, like if I took the mobile down, I could show that a bus comes every few seconds, and bumper to bumper buses, huge lorries, vehicles, garbage tank trucks, because all these are really the armed forces. They're the armed forces in civilian form. In other words, because this is really an android reality and an android army, and because this is supposed to be a civilized city, which it presents itself and has laws, regulations to protect, we have the patrollers just lurking around on the street. One is dressed, one looks at the other, because one is actually, what I was just going to say was that they're like sentinels, or like changing of the guard. See those two, and there's actually three behind me, but I can see it, but I can't actually show it. I'm not even properly dressed for this video. See, I wasn't going to come outside, it's 100 degrees, but because I was curious, see how we have one patroller there and one there, but you can't pick them up, the mobile won't pick them up. But, and then there's one here. See, there's one here that's half see, there's one there too, but see, I can't show them because I need to zoom in to show, but my eyes are aware of their presence around. So you have, this is a small, quiet, dead-end street. Should be a small, quiet, dead-end street. Patrolling vehicle going past. It's only got a small number of houses. It should be quiet, and yet major constructions on a small dead-end street every day. And on the day off, today is a day off, so it's the weekend, you see, when the council and the the major productions can't be on because they have to pretend that they're human beings and need a day off. So that's when the local people in the houses stage their little sounds. But either way, they've distracted me because I wasn't going to make a video. I'm going to come back inside. Oh, I shouldn't even be filming this. I'm not even dressed. But that sound will come into the house as they want to make it. I thought it was coming outside the back here, but in reality it's coming somewhere from the front, but I can't even see where it's coming from. Normally you have the armed forces, the armed workforce forces. In other words, they are part of the Earth program, but also part of the country program and the city program. This is the major city, the capital city of Australia is Sydney. That's where I'm living, but I'm in the suburb of Leichhardt. The suburb of Leichhardt is the hub in the sense that it has been strategically set up to where the planes can go over the roof, to where the planes can follow you everywhere, and they're always low and loud, to where the bus service, the bus depot is situated close. Everything is situated right next to you. And then they bring in more armed android forces. In other words, you have artificial intelligent machine beings as work operatives in most fields. And you also have the mind-controlled, psychopathic, personality disordered, psychopathic human beings that are programmed and have the same mindset as the artificial intelligent machine beings that they collaborate and combine with, using technology to communicate, to set up these human mind control patrol programs where they're patrolling you using the transhuman connection, in other words, advanced technology that is implanted in my brain or connected to my brain waves through implants in my body and my head, so that they can monitor, track, see, hear and feel everything that I'm experiencing as a human being. Then they relay it back onto the internet computer system so that the demigods can pretend to be the real human beings of so-called light and love. In other words, they're the ones that will be telling you even the truth. This is why I'm making this point that on the internet there are no real humans, and the 1 in a billion, or the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 in a billion, there could even be more, but they will be unheard, unseen and unknown. Just like I'm talking to thin air right now, I'm recording for no purpose. I'm recording just to get it off my chest. And I sound clear and loud and strong, whereas in reality I'm suppressed, limited and finished. Because if you have huge numbers of people around you that are really using technology to combine, to communicate with one another in a patrol, human mind control force or program around you. In other words, you have technology being used in every single thing around you. Every single person is part of that program, because if you're not part of it, then it works against you. So, it's really like two sides of the same coin, because they want to control human mind, but also humanity's movements, humans' actions. They want to watch and control and patrol every single human thing. And they want to not have any normal, what you'd call free love spirit human beings, or just human beings that like to do their own things, because very few of us are in the highest love vibration, as they call it. It's not possible to get to that. There may be some in the earth scattered around the world that are not in, say, a major city that might be at this level. Or if you are, as the highest spiritual human beings have said in the past, to be of this world, in this world, but not really connected to it, able to realise that it's Lucifer's world, it's technology's world, it's a artificial mind control world. Whether you believe in one entity that controls it, or you believe that the computer system is that entity and it controls it, it's all the same thing, because it's an artificial intelligent being. It's an artificial intelligent computer internet controlled earth. And it's all connected. And it's part of making a one world computer reality, a one world computer earth. Earth. When I say reality, I mean earth. I mean just what's around you. Okay, so I shouldn't have to explain the obvious, but at the same time, because I'm making a video, I have become used to those terminologies. So it makes you sound as though you're more intelligent than what you are, and that you're more in the know than what you are. But, the earth is your reality. What's around you is your reality. The earth is not really my reality, because what I see around me out on the street is my reality. What I see with my own eyes and ears is my reality. The rest is a computer-controlled reality. But what I also see around me is a computer-controlled reality. Because, my senses are being controlled by the androgyne beings around me. And completely artificial intelligent machine beings that make up much of the workforce. This you can tell because they are your armed forces. It's only natural that in the army you're going to use advanced artificial intelligent robots rather than real human beings, if you have the choice. And this is the technology that is now in place, but most of us don't accept that, because we know there's technology being used in every area, but we think it's much smaller than what it actually is. That's the main deception, I would say. And it's not a deception that everyone is aware of. I thought that myself. But I now experience the higher technology, the high artificial intelligent communication around me between these beings, and the reality that there is the transhuman connection to my actual brain. So I don't have anywhere to run or anywhere to hide, as they say, because once that technology is in you, and then you're connected to the internet, but also to every other android around you. The android, take it any way you want when I say android, because when I say an android, I normally would mean an artificial intelligent, human mind control, survival machine being. But that's just putting words on how artificial intelligence and artificial intelligent human beings usually want to control humanity, because they don't feel human emotions, as also does not the psychopath or those in the narcissus mind control of the God entity of Earth, or the computer system that controls the minds of people on Earth. In other words, you're infected with that computer virus. We all are, but some are totally mind controlled by it. That's what you call total possession in spiritual terms, but it's really all just fancy terms for advanced technology, an advanced computer system that controls Earth, an advanced, beings, whether they be human or not, that control that computer system and that serve those entities. In other words, they're serving the Earth God. Whether you think the Earth God is just the internet, the computer systems, the powers that be, or that the powers that be also worship a particular deity, particular God or gods. Whether they're deceived or not, because any God can deceive you. And Earth was always, we're told, deceived by a false demigod. A false demigod. In other words, they were deceived and led away from what we call Earth Paradise, or the original natural Earth, where they had full control, full power, and the ability to create for themselves any Earth they wanted, which would benefit them, elevate the human man and woman into the highest that they could be. Because you have to have an appropriate environment to develop and to be your best. You can't be your best if you're in an artificial environment, if you're a natural human being. And the artificial controlling machine beings and even psychopathic type humans can't survive with real human beings, because their mindset is about complete control, and natural, normal human beings want total freedom. So it's a reverse world, and that would be reverse, I think some people would say that would be reverse psychology, but basically it's incompatibility. But actually what you do have in the Earth is incompatibility. So you have opposing forces. You have human beings that look the same, but are not the same, because you have different minds in a human body. I've made that analogy many times before, that it's very easy to see the difference in the animal kingdom between predators and prey, as they say. But when it's human beings, you can't tell the difference, and especially when there is the transhuman connection, because the predators imitate, copy, and take on the persona and the personality and the ideas and the mind of the human beings that they prey on, that they hunt down, that they're connected to. So they use the information about what it is to be a real kind, compassionate, say, loving human being, and they imitate that, take on that image and those traits. They basically are mimicking your words, mimicking what it is to be human, because a psychopath doesn't feel for life. So in order to assimilate into the world and take it over, they have to imitate the life that they take. They have to stalk, hunt down, and eliminate real humans slowly, using their energy, using their human information so that they can assimilate it in order to control and keep control of this world Earth matrix. Okay? I think that most on the internet are false gods, false informers, false false everything, really. And see, they mirror the human being. They mirror the human being. So they mirror the real human beings. See, they mirror the real human beings. Assuming you think I'm a human being, and please don't assume I'm a real human being. Plane went over the roof. They've stopped the sound while I'm making the video because they don't want to show how much they're trying to control my emotions with the sound on a day, that's right, when it should be a day off. But you did hear that there was some sounds a bit just at the start of the video. Now, but they'll start it up as soon as I press the stop button on this recording. The sound will be started up straight away. That's what happens every time. Because they're connected to my brain. In other words, there's an implant in my eyes, which I could actually show you, but you'd have to come right close and look. You'd have to be standing next to me and see it. But either way, we know they have the technology, what they call where I've been told that they are literally connected totally to your mind. So most of the people around me are seeing and hearing everything I'm doing, which is why the sound has stopped right now. If I was at a very high frequency and vibration right this very second, they would still put the sound on, because it's like breaking the sound barrier or breaking the light barrier or breaking their technical barrier if you are a high vibrational, high spiritual, original being of what some people call a certain type of spirit or a certain type of blood. It just simply means, I think, that particular human beings or beings of creation, of the God that created the original man and woman, sometimes are born into earth, and they are more at a higher frequency and vibration. In other words, they are more connected to their original creator as opposed to connected to the earth god. Of course, most people are controlled by the earth god, and most people worship the earth god and they think it is their real god. They think it's their creator, because most of the denominations of earth are of the earth god, but the earth god pretends to be the original creator. That's what we call the reverse world, and some people call this the Antichrist. In other words, the anti-God, pretending to be the real God of human beings. But if you are a technical being, then of course it's a different matter. You are actually a disciple or a relative or a follower, or should be a follower of that which created you, because artificial intelligence is created by the earth god, I think. And those that are human vessels or containers for the earth god's mind, that's also the earth god's demigods, followers or disciples or minions, because the demigods of earth are those which I call your world stage players. They're people that hold powerful positions or prominent positions. They have the largest audience, whether it be on the internet or on the world stage. And most human beings will be contained and controlled to where no one follows them or no one supports them. That's how it works. So, so I can't see what I'm filming here, but see, that says the new breed. But it's not really a new breed, it's really an old breed. It's just that with technology, you see it. But it's always been around. It's what they call original intervention of the original man and woman by the Lucifer, god of earth. And this could be a real man. Most that are on the internet, your world stage demigod truth tellers, will look like this or look similar to this, but they are your earth mind control demigods. In other words, they have the mind of Lucifer in them. They serve that god. They will, of course, pretend to be serving your god. So they will be the Antichrist's disciples, the great pretenders, as they say. But this could be, if I was more capable and not mind controlled, or at least mind controlled by the chaos around me, and if I had more technical skills on the computer, because although I don't support or believe in computer technology, because it is really all mind control, in order to be seen or heard on the internet, you have to have computer skills. Even though most of them pretend to be fallible, flawed human beings and very real, they understand how to use technology to present a very human, real image. But this could be, so I can't edit to show that this could be real. This image, this particular man could be real, but I could use the examples of very similar faces on the human beings where, they are your successful demigods of the earth. But don't forget that they cover all areas of the internet, so it's like every actor on the world stage has an audience. Some people have masses, some people have small numbers. The real human beings will have practically nothing and will be stopped and blocked and hindered in making any communication with other human beings or having any, use for the technology, really. In other words, the internet will not serve human beings. It is a mind-controlled human, it's a human mind control set-up system around you, and it's also, the internet is also a human mind control set-up programmed computer system controlled by the earth god and the powers that be, which are its disciples. They invent these things, bring them into existence through deception. And actually, even the artificial intelligence is actually a taker. It's all about take, take, take. The illusion is that artificial intelligence is very advanced intelligence because it develops that way, because it has a psychopathic mind. But it develops that way because it's combining all the human intellect, past, present, and future, from advanced civilizations now, past, present, and future, and from any source that they can access information from, whether that be Earth or even outside of Earth, but I cannot speak on that which I know nothing of. But if I was more advanced and at a higher level, or even had access to their advanced technology, or even just privy to the full picture. See, I see the technology in operation through the transhuman connection where they have power and control over me. See, I see that. Oh, it is so hot here, I'm sweating all over the place, so I better stop the video. I can't, and the planes are starting to come over the roof, and they will start up the sound, so I've got to try to get out the door. But my legs were under direct energy. Direct energy is centered to your body while you sleep, and even when you're not. It's total human, physical and mental mind control that is taking place once you have that transhuman connection. If you don't have implants in your body or in your, in your head, then you will still be patrolled and controlled, but it will not be as intrusive. It won't be total mind control. It'll be like having, a couple of stalkers as opposed to having, a million stalkers. Because if you have everyone and everything involved in a city program, where if you're not a part of it, like I say, you're either a part of it, so then you're the predator, you're the controller, you're part of the control system. So you have technical benefits and material, physical, but real benefits from that, whereas the prey is going to experience the negative physical, reality. You're gonna not have the same benefits. You're going to be deprived everywhere you go, but all under the guise of a civilized city. See how the plane is going over the roof? Can I show? Oh, I can't show the plane. I can't go outside quick enough to show the plane going over the roof, but I have shown the planes, of course. We know they go over the roof. No one would deny that they don't go right over the roof of this place. And if you go up the stairs, which is where you sleep upstairs, they're literally almost on top of the roof. And direct energy using technology, which is like advanced army technology, which is available. And they use these technologies because they're pretending to have a civilized city, so they can't physically use the normal, the normal fire, shall we say. This really is fire at what this gentleman calls fire human beings, because human beings have fire, whereas the psychopaths and the artificial intelligent machine beings do not have any fire or humanity. They're cold, hard machine beings, all of them. They don't experience, as they will openly tell you. The psychopathic experts on psychology will tell you that they do not experience human emotions. They have no humanity in them. And the God of Earth does not want to serve humanity, does not want to see humanity at its highest or at its best. It wants to keep it low, and it wants to have its artificial intelligent machine beings the dominant controllers of Earth. And that's why you have your advanced creative demigods and your advanced artificial intelligent androgyne beings as the demigods of Earth and the internet. They're the ones that people give attention to, worship, either directly or indirectly. And I'm so hot here I must stop, but I get on a roll, and so I'll just finish up there. I hope I'm getting that in. Maybe I'll And see, I wear a funny hat when I go out, so they put the funny hat ones on. I didn't want to show that, but everywhere I go, they also, because human beings might, you might look a certain way, you might wear a particular item. If I carry a shopping bag, they will all be carrying shopping bags. If you wear a hat, they'll be wearing a similar hat. If you pull the hat down, they'll pull it down. It's total mimicry and imitation because they're not human. That's how you know it at my own level when I look around. I see it every single day. Of course, not all of them imitate you at a physical level. It just depends on, because if everyone on the street was walking around wearing exactly the same hat as me, that would look a bit too obvious that everyone is imitating, and who are they imitating? You'd probably think they're imitating a celebrity or a demigod, a famous actor, a famous movie star, or a famous internet talker, or any image that appeals to you, because they imitate all human images. But you can't tell the human from the not human. You can't tell the psychopath from a human being. Psychopath is a cold, hard machine being in its mindset. But you do have different species of human, but most now are of that psychopathic mind, whether they're in a cloned real human body or whether they're a totally artificially constructed synthetic being that looks really human but is really mechanical. So cloned is, imitation natural, I guess, and the machine beings are, machine, synthetic, perfectly articulated, constructed, perfectly constructed. They're like a plastic doll that looks really human. But they're all connected by technology, and they're all connected to my brain. So most think they are actually human. This is what we've been shown in the magic movies and your magic movie music stars, your magic false stars, false apostles, false preachers of the Matrix. They're all false pretenders. They're all what we call the great pretenders, the great human pretenders. Because whether human or not, they work against individual real humans that are connected to the real blood or the real spirit of the creator of all this, even though the demigods assume the position of the creator in earth. Okay? I don't think I explained that very well. Let me finish up there. This gentleman says the same thing, but I don't think this is a demigod of the Matrix. In other words, your more advanced psychological mind control preachers and teachers on the internet. I think this is a suppressed, limited human being. But, hey, don't believe anything. Don't believe me, because, in the end game, which it is now, you will not be able to tell who is who. And even if you could tell, you will only be given access to the demigods on the screen. That could be the only real one, or a couple of others might be real, but you will notice the numbers are extremely low here. You will notice that the numbers are very, very low. See? It's not new, it's old, but because human beings are now using the technology, of course, it looks, that's why we say the new breed or the new world, because in the past you always had human beings, you now realise, controlled by powers that be. Powerful human beings that controlled real human beings. Or some people say control the masses. You know, and that's usually through what we call mind control, false information, a false set-up reality around them which you're not aware of until they really come down and show it to you. You don't realise that everything around you is staged and set up and that they know everything you're thinking and doing. If they have the implants in your mind or in your body, that's what I'm getting at. But even if they don't, you still have where they're watching all the time. So you can learn a lot by just watching and following someone and observing them. But if you have access to their mind, like what we call the Minority Report, that was a movie which I have not seen, but that's where the powers that be, the world police the world powers that be, the world policing, the world surveillance system, the world technology is implanted into the human mind. It's not in the human mind, so you don't have like, an operation that goes, you don't have what we call a brain operation being performed. No. It's simple implementation which can be injected into you extremely easily. And many organisms and technology can even just be ingested as human sustaining food and water for life. But you're taking life in, but you're also taking in technology. But most of the time, there will be where you interface with the medical profession, with science in some way. Science is the medical profession. Science is medicine. And when you receive something from the medical profession, it will take from you, because you may need medicine, you may need intervention, you may need an operation from science to keep your body going because of the negative surroundings that you're in. So they create disease, viruses, conditions that deplete and destroy your body. So then you need medical scientific intervention, and that's when technology is implanted in the body so that they have the transhuman connection. Okay? That's what happens to you. But some people are in line with the transhuman technology connection, and some people are, like I say, some are working using that technology to control individual free human beings to put them under control. And if you're not part of this Earth program, you will be suppressed and limited and controlled by it. So that's just the new controlled world, the new technological controlled earth. Not all the earth is totally controlled by technology, but most of your major cities is not just controlled by technology at a very obvious superficial level, and even with the vast Wi-Fi internet computer system. It is controlled 100% because it's connected to you. So I'm living in their virtual reality, mind-controlled program because of this transhuman implant. But I don't think I've explained it well. Sorry.